So, you're an indie artist. You pour everything into your music, right? But let's talk about the other side of it, getting paid. How do you actually make sure you see the money when your song gets played? That's what we're breaking down today. We're talking about choosing the right performing rights organization, or PRO. And trust me, making the right call right from the start, it's a bigger deal than you think.
Okay, let's just imagine for a second. Your song, the one you spent weeks perfecting, it's on the radio. What an incredible feeling, right? But who's cutting the check for that? It's not the DJ, it's not the station manager. So who is it? The answer might surprise you, and it's a partner you absolutely need to have in your corner.
Well, that's where a performing rights organization, a PRO, comes in. Think of them as your personal money collecting agents for your music. Their entire job, their whole reason for existing, is to track every single public performance of your songs and make sure that you, the songwriter, get paid. They are, without a doubt, essential.
And the places they collect from? It's huge. We're not just talking about your streams on Spotify or Apple Music. A pro is getting you paid when your song is in a TV show, a movie, or a commercial. They're collecting when it's played live at a festival or a tiny club, even when it's just background music in a coffee shop or a gym. Oh, and they chase down your money from all over the world, too. If you don't have a pro, you're just leaving cash on the table. It's that simple. All right, so who are these organizations? Here in the US, it really boils down to three main players. These are the names you absolutely need to know. Let's meet the contenders. First up, you've got ASCAP. That's the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. These guys are one of the originals. They've been around forever. They're a nonprofit, and artists really love them for being super transparent, having a great online system, and offering a ton of support and education. Then there's BMI, which stands for Broadcast Music Incorporated. They're another nonprofit heavyweight, a true giant in the industry. And here's their big claim to fame for new artists, the thing everyone talks about. It is 100% free to join as a songwriter. That's a pretty big deal when you're just getting started. And finally, we have SESAC. Now, SESAC is a different animal altogether. They're a for-profit company. And you can't just sign up. It's invitation only. It's kind of like an exclusive club. They keep their roster of artists small on purpose so they can offer a more hands-on service. And as you're about to see, that can mean bigger checks for the people who get in.
Okay, so those are the three big names, but what does it all mean for you and your bank account? How do they really stack up when you get down to the nitty-gritty? Let's put them head to head.
This chart really lays it all out. First, the fee. ASCAP has a small one-time $50 fee, while BMI is free. Easy enough. Both are nonprofits, paying out every 3 months. SESAC, again, is the odd one out. Invite only, for profit. But now, look at that last row, the payout model. This is where things get really interesting. ASCAP uses a mix of sampling, radio plays, and tracking digital streams. BMI has a weighted system, which basically means not all streams are created equal. But SESAC, because they have fewer artists, can do more direct, detailed monitoring. These different methods can totally change how much money you see. So does it actually make a difference in your wallet? You bet it does. Just look at this. For one single spin on an FM radio station, you can see ASCAP and BMI are pretty much in the same ballpark. They're very competitive with each other. But then look at SESAC. They have a noticeably higher potential payout. That's that boutique for-profit model at work. Fewer writers, but premium payments. Okay, but what about all of you out there playing gigs every weekend? I've got great news. Both ASCAP and BMI have made this super easy. They have awesome programs, ASCAP On Stage and BMI Live, that let you just upload your set lists and claim the money you've earned from performing live. It's a game changer. And what happens when you start getting fans in other countries? Don't even worry about it. ASCAP and BMI both have these massive, rock-solid networks with other PROs all over the planet. It means they're both really, really good at finding your international royalties and making sure that money makes its way back to you. All right, we've looked at the data. We've compared the features. Now it's time for the most important part. Let's figure out how you can make the absolute best choice for your career. This pretty much sums it up. If you're the kind of person who geeks out on data, wants total transparency, and loves the idea of workshops and a supportive community, then ASCAP is probably going to be your jam. But if your number one goal is just to get in the game with zero upfront cost and you want really straightforward tools, BMI is likely calling your name. So what about SESAC? Well, this quote really hits the nail on the head. Is it great? Absolutely.
But it's really for artists who are already well established, the ones who are getting that exclusive tap on the shoulder. For most people starting out, it's something to aim for down the line.
And that brings us to the real bottom line. For about 95% of independent artists, the actual choice isn't between 3 companies, it's between 2, ASCAP and BMI. Honestly, they are both fantastic, indie-friendly organizations that will do a great job for you.
Now, before you race off to one of their websites to sign up, wait. Hold on. There's one last, super important piece of the puzzle you need to see. This is the fine print that could save you a world of pain later.
I know what you might be thinking. No big deal, I'll just pick one, and if I don't like it, I'll switch later. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not. Not at all. And thinking it's easy is a huge and very common mistake. The hard truth is that switching your PRO is a long and complicated process. You have to send a formal resignation letter. Then you're stuck in a waiting period for 6 months, maybe even a year. And on top of that, you have to wait for your entire multi-year contract to officially end. It's a huge headache and can mess up your royalty payments. The moral of the story, choose carefully the first time. So here's our final verdict. For almost every indie artist out there, ASCAP and BMI are both equally amazing choices. You really can't go wrong with either one. The best advice I can give you is to go to both of their websites, click around their member portals, and just pick the one that feels right to you, the one that fits your vibe and your workflow. So I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. Don't just ask, which pro will get me my money? Instead, ask yourself, which pro aligns with who I am as an artist, with my process, and with the career I'm trying to build? Answer that, and you'll know you've made the right choice.